There are people on the internet who like to use the argument that 9/11 was an inside job, so it wasn't committed by terrorists. It wasn't a terrorist attack or act. But didn't 9/11 cause terror? Doesn't that mean that it was done by terrorists? These people don't realize that they're brainwashed, and of course, when you find out about 9/11 being an inside job, this doesn't change this image or this association in your head that happens when somebody says the words terrorist. It stays in your head. It won't just go away from one day to another. People associated with Muslims or Islam, they have specific looks in their head, how somebody is supposed to look like, and they will also say many times that terrorists are Muslims, but what they mean are specific people, not realizing that they're referring to people who follow Islam. Same as you say Christians, you don't have a specific image in your head when you say the word Christian, at least, not necessarily. Whereas when you say Muslim, you already have a image programmed in your head. But it's also, Islam is also a religion. If you look up the definition of terrorism, will be clear. Of course, definitions of words are also wrote by people. It goes on and on over centuries. It's opinion after opinion. We know the definitions of words change, like ground zero after 9/11. Watch my video, The Destruction, if you don't know what I'm talking about. This is why you shouldn't take definitions that serious. For the most part, they will tell you the truth, if that's what you can call it. They will give you the right meaning of the word. But not always. It's always somebody who wrote it. Everything everywhere is wrote by somebody. I wish people would realize that when they read things. Any book, anything on the internet. The definition of the word definition is somebody's opinion. Somebody wrote it. I like what somebody commented on, actually two people, Brian too, I believe, about this hand sign I did. I was showing a little bit or something similar, and somehow turned, but I didn't do it like this, somehow turned out like that. There's many things that I've noticed starting last year, like for example, and somebody told me this, I didn't notice it myself. I was wearing many times, or almost always, quite often at least, black, white and red clothes. This is because I assume in England, summer 2008, when I moved there, I went to the library. I read a lot of books about Hitler and Nazis. It was quite fascinating for me. I was always interested in it. I believe that that's what influenced me. When I realized it myself that I'm wearing it, I knew. At least, as I said, I assume, but I didn't know that that's because of it. Very sure about it, actually. So there's many things like that that influence us, and this is something not even dangerous, but you have to think about the other stuff that unknowingly we do. might be quite scary if you will find something like that yourself. I remember around the time when I found out about the no planes, I knew about Alex Jones. I believe that he's a good guy. It took me 2 days, approximately, to understand that he isn't when I saw what he says about no planers. And it wasn't necessarily because he's going against no planes, but the way he said it made me understand. I never went on InfoWars and read anything. I knew the site, and I even told somebody to go there as an argument, but I've learned that I shouldn't talk about things that I don't know anything about. But at the start I did that, and I also never watched these videos. I have still hardly seen anything. I watched one because I wanted to know if he really is the way people portray him, and I'll link you to a video. It's about 5 hours long of cut scenes, clips together of Alex Jones. I have to say, from what I saw in one of the videos, it represents him quite well. Then you have to think about, why do people even follow him? Of course, I've talked about this and said why people do it. But I would never listen to him because of the way he talks. You see, people like to call others disinfo people and misinfo, spreading misinformation, disinformation. That is fine, but there's some problems with that, because firstly, if you say, I don't follow Max Saigon, but I follow Alan what's his name? Then you're not realizing that following people in general is already a mistake and you shouldn't do it. So when you say, I follow him, but not him, you're really not giving a positive image of yourself, or how should I say that? You get the point? You're doing the bad thing, whether you follow him or him. Following you should not do, as I've said, not me or anybody. And the other problem is, and this is the biggest one, that information generally, as I've said, is useless in the end. And this is why when people call others disinformation people, or people who spread misinformation, they're not realizing that information is not needed anyway. So you see my point? You have to realize this yourself, but the whole thing is a ruse in itself, because disinformation people, or people who spread good information, are still useless in the end. So looking for who is telling the truth is useless. There's no point to it. So that's the problem in the end with these people who like to inform us. And as I've said, the whole awareness thing and the so-called truthers, it's just going nowhere. I have made this quite clear in my videos. I've explained it well, and even people like Bill Cooper, who I used to like last year even, and now I see as the 90s Alex Jones, because he did nothing else. He was different, and they're all different in their own way, but he brainwashed me. I can say that I used to use the word sheeple most likely because of him. There's other people who use it, and you go along with it, which you shouldn't do, of course, but at the start, as I've said in We Are the Good Ones, you cannot blame people who are brainwashed because it's not their fault. So calling them sheeple is very disrespectful. It's not right. That's how I see it. people do act like sheep, and we have many things from animals. Look at us humans. But sheep, I don't like that word. I haven't used it for months, and I'm not planning to. There must be a reason why they want us to use it, and it's quite clear why.